Participants in the main fights of the UFC 305 tournament have been revealed. While announcing the new main event fights for UFC 303, League Chief Dana White accidentally revealed the names of the fighters who will fight on the main card of UFC 305, set for August 17th. Judging by the screenshot, in the main event of the numbered Australian event, Israel Adesanya will try to regain the UFC middleweight championship belt in a confrontation with Dricus du Plessis, and the participant in the co-main event of the tournament will be Song Yadong, about whose opponent there is no information yet, but it is possible that it will be former double UFC champion Henry Cejudo. The participant in the third most important event is still listed as Australian welterweight Jack Della Maddalena, who previously stated that he would most likely miss the number show in Perth due to difficulties with recovery from a broken arm. Steve Erceg and Drakkar Klose will also perform on the UFC 305 main card. At the same time, informed sources close to the situation report that Erceg's opponent will be Kai Kara-France. Note that UFC representatives have not yet officially announced any of these fights, but du Plessis confirmed that he agreed to fight with Adesanya in the main event of the event. Gervonta Davis knocks out Frank Martin. Undefeated American boxer Gervonta Davis successfully defended the WBA lightweight title, knocking out his compatriot Frank Martin, who had also been undefeated up to that point. The bout, which headlined the night at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, ended midway through the 8th round after Davis pinned his opponent in the corner, landed several heavy punches, rocked him with a left uppercut, and then knocked Martin out with a second left. In the first 7 rounds, Tank did not force things and allowed his opponent to be active and slow down, which was obviously part of his plan for the fight. Thus, 29-year-old Gervonta Davis chalks up his 30th professional victory, of which 28 were by knockout, and 29-year-old Frank Martin loses 0 in the defeat column after a streak of 18 victories. Ikram Aliskerov received a promise from UFC management. Having agreed on short notice to replace the retired Khamzat Chimaev in a fight against Robert Whittaker, Ikram Aliskerov received a promise from the UFC management, which became a serious motivating factor for him. Dana White said, "Thank you for agreeing to such a tough fight. If you win, it will change your life. I promise that," the Russian specialist said. They promised to take care of him after this fight if he wins. Yes, of course. No one will take risks on a standard contract. There is motivation, and as far as I know, the tournaments that take place in Abu Dhabi and Saudi Arabia, in addition to the UFC budget, are supported by local investors, so fees for these tournaments increase. Let us remind you that the middleweight fight between Robert Whittaker and Ikram Aliskerov will be the main event of the UFC on ABC6 tournament, which will take place on June 22nd in the capital of Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. Dear friends, if you like our video, please like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.